Hey everyone, welcome to Manifest AI's webinar today. We are going to talk about evolution of AI assistants in e-commerce. But we'll begin shortly. We'll let our co-host to join as well. Just to quickly introduce, I'm Sonakshi. I'm co-founder and CEO of Manifest AI. Today, the topic of discussion is how AI assistants are rapidly evolving for e-commerce industry. So stay tuned. We'll wait for you to join us, and then that's when we'll begin. Thank you so much for joining in today. And also, guys, in the meanwhile, till Luke joins us, happy to hear your queries, or like if you have any top of mind challenges which you are looking out to solve from this workshop or today's webinar, feel free to put them on. Or even like if you want to share the category of brand that you run, please feel free to put that up as well. So I think Luke has joined us. Hey, Luke, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you so much for taking our time today and joining us for this small webinar, Luke. Really grateful to you.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, it's an interesting topic too, so I'm excited.
Awesome. Great, Luke. So we'll begin shortly, Luke. In a couple of minutes, we'll let a few more folks join as well. And just to, keep our audiences engaged till then, I am Sonakshi, co-founder and CEO of Manifest AI. And today we have Luke with us, who's founder of Tina Davis Professional. Welcome, Luke, to our webinar.
Thank you again. It's good to be here.
Awesome. Great. So I'll just quickly share my screen and start the presentation. Just give me a minute. There we go. So hey guys, hello everyone. First, quickly before we begin, I'll just quickly make you understand the agenda of the call. So we'll talk about how rapidly AI assistants are evolving in the e-commerce ecosystem. There are a lot of innovations already done in last 1.5 years since ChatGPT was launched, and there are multifold innovations that's gonna be implemented or gonna come in the market in the upcoming years. So that's what we're going to cover. In this conversation, I'll present some kind of innovation that's been already done or a future innovation that's going to happen. And as we have our guest today, Luke, he'll share his thoughts. He belongs to beauty industry. So he'll share his thoughts. And towards the end of session, in the last 10 minutes, we'll keep it up for Q&A. So any questions that you guys have, feel free to put that up on chat. And towards the end of session is when we'll cover it. So thank you so much for joining in. Welcome, Luke. Would happy and just a quick introduction. He's the founder of Tina Davis Professional. He has been an industry veteran. He knows beauty industry in and out. So welcome, Luke. Would love to understand more about Tina Davis and how you have evolved that brand in these years.
Okay, sure. I'll give you our origin story, and then I'll share a little bit just technically in terms of like how we're set up in terms of like where we sell and the tools we used.
Sure.
So I got into this business like mostly by accident. I was working at LinkedIn. My wife was in the beauty industry. She was like a technician who did permanent cosmetics. And it's a classic founder story. She wanted to use these tools to execute on some pretty specific makeup techniques that just didn't exist. So in the absence of like having an actual tool in place, she invented one. And we got a little bit lucky in a few ways. Firstly, it was at a time when the modality that she wanted to execute was getting a lot of excitement and traction. This was microblading, and this was, I guess, 8 years ago. And the other sort of lucky thing or fortunate thing or good planning thing was that she had been building up her social media presence specifically on this topic for a couple of years leading up to us launching the product. So when we started, we literally had like one product, one Shopify site. The whole site, I think, was a single page. And we just immediately hit product market fit. So we sold a lot of inventory. I think within the first 6 weeks, we were profitable from month one. and we were experiencing demand from all over the world actually for our products. So like really narrow industry, really niche group of customer set. But we quickly sort of realized that we were onto something. So we started to build out our infrastructure, both from an operations, a fulfillment, and a marketing perspective. And flash forward to where we are today, we operate, I guess, in four main constituents. We operate in Europe, in the UK, in the United States, and in Canada. And in each of those locations, we have two Shopify sites. One that would be what we call like direct to artist, which is the equivalent of like a direct consumer facing site. And then we also have wholesale sites in those same locations where our partners can come and sort of self-serve discount wholesale orders. In addition to that, we work in the same regions, but also on the Amazon marketplace, selling through those channels.
Amazing. Cool. That's a very inspiring story. And as you said, a classic founder story. And, like when you said, hitting the PMF immediately once you launched on Shopify is, something, it's music to a founder's ears, because that's something that founders struggle day in and day out throughout the year. So one piece of advice, Luke, that you would like to give for founders who are just starting out their Shopify journey, or, the founders who have been in the Shopify space already, but are finding it hard to make it cash flow positive, or, make the business profitable, what would be that one piece of advice?
Yeah, I feel like there's a few questions there, to be honest. I would say, and this is going to come off as a little cliche, but I just think it's so true. And that's really to focus on a problem, versus, something shiny or a product or something that you think is interesting or novel. I think by like isolating a problem and getting very, very specific with it, and then finding a group of users that also share that problem and doing everything you possibly can to solve that problem with like minimal investment, both in R&D, product, as well as marketing, is is the way. I think that's like it sounds easy to do, but it's actually quite difficult to execute if you truly are focused on like solving a user's problem.
Absolutely. That essentially means focus on fundamentals. And that's what is going to get you profitability.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it gets you out of trouble too. Like I think anytime you sort of deviate from that path, you start to do things that just aren't as important and everything costs money, right? So I think like
Yeah.
zeroing in on that North Star is really key.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Luke. So we'll begin, the topic of discussion, which is AI assistance evolution in e-commerce. To quickly introduce about Manifest. So I'm Sonakshi, co-founder and CEO of Manifest AI, and we launched this product around 11 months back. We have been operating multiple e-commerce products in last 3.5 years now. Big.ai was our first product. Manifest AI is our second, and we do a lot of things around AI assistant, and we are backed by Y Combinator and Sequoia Capital. So now quickly moving on to what people are here for. So we'll cover one use case at a time, and we'll take thought leadership from Luke on each of these use cases and what his thoughts are on the evolution of these innovations that are happening in Assistant. So here we go. First one is AI product pages. So what we have seen, like I'll quickly walk through, how it works. So I'll just, just give me a moment. So the thing that you see on screen, I'll just start it from beginning. So it's a brand called Color Science. We have created a prototype where we have put like summarized reviews, ask AI for discount or any questions that may have. So someone came and asked, what benefits can I expect from this? And they get a reply, like, oh, this product provides light coverage that blurs, blah, 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 blah. Then they have, a follow-up question. To that, AI replies, and then, some, like people are convinced now, and then they feel that, okay, like this is great, but let me check out reviews. And, when they go to a review section of your product page is when they struggle, because let's say if someone has a dry skin problem, they were looking out for this product, especially for dry skin or any other related concern, they need to browse it fully and then understand, okay, for dry skin, there are more 4 stars and not 5 stars, and maybe there is some problem with this product for dry skin, so maybe I should not buy this, or I should buy this because it has more 5-star reviews. So AI makes it easier. When you put a widget on your product page, it will summarize review, it will also give an opportunity for consumers to ask follow-up questions, like, like what are reviews for dry skin concerns. And then last but not the least, which we covered on the video was ask AI for discount. So these are like couple of, things that we have put on PDP. Luke would happy to understand. One experiment that we did with color signs is like leading to 30% higher conversions, but we are still in the experimentation phase. So Luke, your thoughts on it? How do you feel about this?
I'm excited about where PDPs are going to go, to be honest, because like everything you see on that product development page, or sorry, on a PDP presently today, I think in the future state is going to be dynamic. I think it's going to be personalized, and I think it's going to constantly be changing depending on who the user is and what they've done leading up to getting to that product development page, where they're viewing it,
Right.
and how they interact with it. So, like, I would anticipate things like, real-time customization of the products. I would anticipate things like dynamic pricing adjustments based on what we know about the user. I would also anticipate that PDPs should be like portable and be able to be uniform across all your different selling platforms, whether it's Amazon or Shopify or Woo or BigCommerce or whatever. I would anticipate that you could have like one consistent brand PDP that should be the same in all of those places, but dynamic based on how users actually interact with it. Even
Absolutely.
things like even things like the reviews. Like in my opinion, reviews should be like highly personalized to me, right? Like I want to know from user, like I'll give you an example. If I book a trip to a resort
Yeah.
and there's 1,000 reviews on that resort, I'm
Yeah.
immediately going to want to look for people that are traveling from New York or San Francisco or Los Angeles because I'm going to trust their judgment better on the food quality in the resort versus somebody who may be coming from Arkansas or Missouri or one of these other places. And I know that it's really biased, but by displaying those more relevant reviews to me right at the top, it's going to like dramatically increase the chances of me actually converting on that. And I
Absolutely.
think the same is true for everything on that product page. I think in some cases, AI should be removing stuff and like taking choices away from me. And in
Yeah.
some cases, it should be adding stuff and giving me more options, depending on what it's learned about me based on what I've done up to that point.
Absolutely, Luke. And like one thing that really worries me whenever I open a product page on, especially on phone screen, is those huge descriptions, like those are unnecessarily put just to make the SEO better. But now with AI, I feel, you will more optimize your product pages for humans rather than just for search engine optimization. That's another thing that I truly feel is going to change with time. And Luke, like, what are your thoughts? Like today, I'm pretty sure like between 6 to 10% would be your conversion rate on Tina Davis Professional. So where do you think you lose 90% of the customers? Like, what's that one question which you feel from your intuition is bothering a consumer mind while making a purchase and hence they don't do it? What's that one thing that you think could be?
That's the $1 million question, and why we do experiments every month so we can get smarter about that. But in my industry, unfortunately, I do think price is one of the biggest drivers. And I say that because you can buy my products either directly from me or from some of our partners.
Right.
And as hard as we try, there isn't always parity for the consumer in terms of like when they make a price selection. So that would be one in our industry that actually makes a real difference.
Yeah. And do you think AI can be leveraged to solve that problem? Maybe convincing that consumer online that this product is superior and hence the price? Do you think that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's way cooler things that AI could do, to be honest. Like, I mean, like better examples of what AI could do on a product development page would be like showing the product in a context that I care about. You know what I mean? Like that would either suit my lifestyle or suit my needs better. Because if you think about some products, they could be like really well suited for very, very different people, right? Like me and my wife could go shopping for the same item, but we have like really different things that we care about. And in theory, we should be presented with different information to move us along that to that finish line faster.
Absolutely. Totally second that thought, Luke. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now moving on to our second use case. So I think this this is something that you love, Luke. This is something that you came us for, Instagram AI. So I'll quickly, for our audience, will quickly explain this use case. So guys, the another application that we are seeing of AI assistant is on Instagram, and people are using it for multiple ways. Either it could be a customer support query, or it could be your collaboration request, anything and everything that comes either on your comments or as part of reaction on your Instagram page or part of DMs. You can literally deploy AI assistant to handle those. There's one use case that we have showcased here. I'll quickly play them. So this is the post that you see. Someone commented, price please. We'll wait, AI will give out a notification, a DM. Hey, welcome to Bolt Audio, Bolt Store. Here are the details of the product that you liked. So this is literally helping consumers to have certain shopping experience on Instagram itself, rather than them going on link on the bio and then opening your website, searching for the product and then making a purchase. So this is one small use case that we have showcased. But Luke, over to you. Your thoughts. What made you choose Instagram AI as your first AI assistant application, and what are some use cases that you are looking forward to with solving with Instagram AI?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the most compelling piece was just that you have like instantaneous scale. So the problem that we were having was that we, for whatever reason, like the audience that we serve wants to use Instagram for everything. And as a business, like Instagram isn't really that well set up to do everything. Like, so it's not great for customer support. It's not great for like moving people through a marketing funnel. And you know, whether we like it or not, that's where the customers want to talk to us.
Yeah.
And we were never able to like just actually respond to everybody. We also weren't able to like show some people some love that like were talking about our brand or that were like sharing our brand. And we just had a lot of opportunities slipping through the cracks. And like I'm a little embarrassed to say, but like a lot of our Instagram DMs for a long period of time never got responded to. A lot of them, the response was really weak, like please message us on this other channel, as an example. And like with fairly little work, your solution solves the two biggest problems there for us, right? So the first problem is that like everybody's going to get a response. And like something is better than nothing. But in this case, the response I think can be tailored to be somewhat personal, to be relevant to what they're speaking to, and actually direct them to the place, doesn't matter what time of day or night, where they can actually get the information that they're looking for in real time. And people are lazy. And I think that's like one of the real advantages of AI is that like recognizing that people are lazy and they don't want to look for things and they don't want to look things up and they don't want to switch windows or like go to a different platform or go to a different website. They just want things fast. They want things now. And AI can deliver that, and they can get them directly to your product page, which is a way better experience than trying to do a link in bio and have like everything you want to share with your entire audience, like sitting on a single link. And it ensures that regardless of your internal resourcing, you're going to be in a position where you can actually just have a relationship and really build a community around your brand at scale with no people, with the exception of the smart people that it would take to actually like structure and set this up.
Yeah, absolutely. Using or leveraging AI to build your community and engage your community on Instagram without a human literally sitting over there. Absolutely. There's another brand, Luke, which we work with. It's called Foxtail. So on a daily basis, let alone their support queries, they get 3,500 collaboration requests in a single day. That was the volume that they were operating in. They came to us and they said, what can be done? So we deployed AI and leveraged it to collect influencers data, like if they are open for a barter, what's their name, email, follower count, etc., and then used AI to push it to an Excel sheet, and then again leveraged AI to do that analysis on whom they should partner with and whom they should not. So these are like multiple beyond use cases that people can deploy and use AI to build their engagement and community. So yeah, thanks for sharing that, Luke. Now moving on to the next one, which is AI assistant for full customer journey. I'll play this video from beginning because this is the most favorite part for me so far in the evolution of AI assistant. So the thing that you see here on screen, AI, depending upon where you are, will give you certain questions. So I was on this particular product page, it gave me some question, it gave me then a reply to that question, and then I had a follow-up question, what is the whole strength of this curling gel? Again, I got a reply from AI. Then it says, okay, great, can you suggest me a good curling lace for straight hair? There is also a grammatical mistake that AI takes care of. It gave me a product. I like the product, but I was not intended to buy. So I just clicked on play a quiz. It started asking me very contextual questions instead of those, hard-coded quiz that we usually have on website. Once the quiz was taken up, it recommended me similar products, which I earlier liked, asking a question. And let's say if I like this product, I went to that product page. Over there, I decided, okay, I want to buy this. I added on cart. After adding on cart, I somehow forgot to check out. I got busy in browsing the website further. So AI again came in and told me, like, don't keep the items waiting, check out now. So it literally pushes your customer to make a purchase. Then let's say, like I checked out reviews and then I decided, okay, all looks good. Let me go to the cart. And once I go to the cart, I feel okay, I can check out now, but let me remove this product because this is way out of my budget and this is something that will not work for me. So as soon as I remove, there's another nudge that would come by AI, which is a trivia. It's a benefit. It would talk about the product that was removed. That did you know XYZ is the benefit of this product? And you can literally program AI to fit in whatever you like, a benefit or a recommendation or even your topmost review for that product, and push your consumer to add it back to cart. So this literally is a customer journey from pushing a customer. First, it was about their experience, like letting them see certain questions which could be a blocker while making a purchase. Once they decide to make a purchase, then there's a nudge on cart page to move to checkout. Once they decide to check out, if they are reducing the AOV, then there's a nudge to add it back with very sensible information. So this is my most favorite part, and this is leading to extremely high conversions plus AOV on the sites that we have deployed this. But Luke, what are your thoughts from a beauty industry veteran? What do you think where we can leverage this AI assistant to power Shopify sites?
I think there's so many ways, but like the way I think about this is like I think about shopping in a physical store. So like on one edge of the spectrum, you've got a store that's got no people in it with lots of signs and lots of words, and it's really big, and you got to hunt around and try to find what you need and hope that you get the right thing. And then on the other edge of the spectrum, you've got like the most knowledgeable, the most polite, the most informed,
Yeah,
highly persistent, bordering on annoying, but never going to annoying assistant to help you get exactly what you need. And I mean, if we were building physical stores, we'd go out and try to hire that person no matter what, right? We would want as many of those people on staff as we possibly could have.
yeah,
So for me, it's really, really useful. And it comes back to that sort of like core thing I was talking about earlier, which is like customers are lazy. Like they're just lazy. And our customers are almost all on the phone, and almost all of their communications, whether it's with friends or family or other people, is conversational now, right? It's text-based. And they want to apply that same sort of like way that they behave to their shopping experience. And this allows them to do that. And it doesn't really allow them to leave without really fully understanding the value that you have to offer to them.
absolutely. Absolutely. And Luke, I was speaking with one of our brands today, and they said they get a lot of traffic on their Shopify blogs, and what they call it as non-commerce component of their Shopify site. But the conversion rates for the traffic that they get on their blogs is extremely low. Of course, that's obvious because the intent to come on land on a blog is about getting an information instead of just making a purchase. And we truly believe, if we deploy such AI assistant in that kind of audience as well, maybe, like it's a soft nudge. So maybe that also lead to higher conversion. So totally second your thoughts there as well.
Totally. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is like we actually invest a huge amount of effort to have like these really beautiful detailed blog posts that are highly technical that answer all these like important questions that anybody who's serious about becoming an artist would really want an answer to. And the vast majority of our customer support tickets are literally all answered. Like all the information is there if they were just to go and to look. But again, it comes back to kind of being lazy. I'm like, what I'm looking forward to is when, um, and I think we're there. I haven't seen any good implementations of this yet, but what I'm looking forward to is when you can just capture video snippets to be the answer, and the answer is coming through the form of like a legitimate expert in the category,
Yeah.
and that can get served up as your response, and ideally, maybe even a product recommendation if possible.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And I believe, Luke, we are just beginning in the beginning of the AI journey, lots of improvement in the model, lots of use cases. The one which you mentioned, such as video, are like just matter of time. And I feel it is going to become as human as possible in the coming months. So totally agree to that, Luke. So yeah, great. Like these were all the use cases that we had to cover. Now I'll leave this ground for Q&A. I see already a lot of questions on our chat box. So I just stopped sharing my screen and now jump to the questions here. Uh, okay, someone says, agree with Luke for Instagram not having good customer experience. Thanks, Dipti. Okay, from Wayne. Hi, Wayne. Thank you for joining us today. How smart AI is to understand the customer journey. Yeah, so, like if we were to talk about AI, even today with the limited, I would say, because from here the advancement in the AI evolution is going to be 100x month over month is what I feel and believe. But even today, I feel if you compare it with a average human, which could predict personalization or what could have been answered through the series of events that you get in backend on your Google Analytics. If we compare AI with that, AI is smarter. So, definitely you should give it a try and see if it's working for your brand or not. Looks like I can monetize most of my Instagram impressions. Is this even true? Absolutely. Like Instagram AI assistants are the low hanging fruits, is what we call as, like those are like free organic impressions that you can drive towards your business and leading to certain revenues. In fact, on our dashboard, you get a full funnel of how many people entered through those AI and automation and led to certain revenues on your website. So that's definitely, something that you can leverage. Evan Joseph, thank you so much for joining in. Can you provide some training tips for the AI assistant? Like there's a module that's there. I'm pretty sure like Luke would also have started playing around with those modules, but we have AI modules, training modules available on our dashboard. You by default get a sync done already by your Shopify store. But beyond that, if you want to do play around with FAQs, or if you have certain external information through your retail or offline business, you can do that as well. So, and don't worry, my team's there to help out and train AI for you guys. So Wayne asks, how many Shopify brands are currently using this AI assistant and which industry are they from? Any percentage? Great question. So for our Instagram AI, that's like a social AI assistant, we have close to about 290 brands working with us. For Manifest AI, we have close to about 220 brands working with us globally. So thank you so much for asking that. Could you share real examples of stores using AI assistant? Definitely, yes. I'll just pin some links over here. You guys can try it out. For rest of the links, I'll definitely, email you the details and you guys can go and play around that. John Carter, would be great if you had a simpler package for $99 a month for a smaller, younger e-commerce store. First of all, thank you so much, John, for joining in. Don't worry about pricing since you have joined us here. Happy to, extend that offer to you. We can begin at $99 and then, as you grow, we can grow with you. So definitely in for that. Just, ping us detail on, I'll drop my email here. You can just drop an email and we'll set things up. There's Michael, I'm in for 90. Okay. So, okay, this is great. It's a feedback for us. Maybe we should have an intro package for a lot of people for joining us in terms of deploying AI and testing out the waters. Great. Thank you so much. What is the
I'm
pricing
glad
of
I'm not the only one who's got price sensitive products.
it? Yeah. Yeah, so see, like everyone, like it's a price game in the end, whether it's a SaaS company or a consumer company. So yeah, so what's the pricing of AI assistant? How does it compare in terms of value prop, especially if it's on the higher side? Like you don't have to worry about pricing as such for AI assistant, because it totally depends upon the number of sessions you are getting on your website or on your Instagram page. So like on an average we are seeing 33x plus ROI on people who are paying us to what they are making from that AI assistant. And this is going to grow. Like honestly speaking, the GPT-4o mini model that has been launched just few weeks back is way better than 3.5. So, and it's 1/10 of the price of what 3.5 was. So I think it's going to get way better. 33x is just the beginning, but you're going to see even better ROIs with time. So thank you so much. So yeah, guys, like we are already out of time, but there's one thing that I wanted to ask Luke before we take a leave, which is, Luke, one thing that you would like to suggest brands who are still evaluating whether they should adopt or test AI assistants on their website or Instagram. What's that one thing that you would like to say?
Just get going. Like I don't think there's anything like act now would be my advice. I mean, like if you're on the sidelines wondering if you should learn about AI and start testing AI, that's like the person who's got a horse watching the cars go by, wondering like, should I get a car too? Or yeah, like you have to, right? I mean, whether it's investing in Manifest or whether it's investing in anything else, I think anybody who's an e-commerce brand has to learn this new tool set. And the sooner you implement it, I think the most important thing to keep in mind is it's going to get smarter from day one, and then smarter and smarter and smarter. So there's a compounding effect to actually implementing these things, and being the first in your category could be really meaningful.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Luke. And I hope a lot of brands over here would have gotten inspired by testing AI. And there's no harm, right? Like there's no harm trying out new things. And like if it works, great. If it does not, you have a lesson to learn. So definitely.
Something else will work. Like something like I can confidently say that if you are an e-commerce brand, you will have to be leveraging AI in some capacity. You maybe even already are and don't even know it, but like you should take ownership of that and make it a part of your business.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Luke. And thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate your time. And thank you guys for making time for us. And we hope to connect soon and get implemented AI assistant on your Shopify site. Thank you,
Oh,
Luke.
just one last thing. Your team is amazing, by the way. So anybody who's on the call who hasn't had a chance to interact with the people at Manifest, what you'll find is they're hardworking, they're friendly, and they really, really care, which is pretty unique from like the vendors that we work with. So couldn't recommend them enough.
Thank you so much, Luke. You made our day. Thank you for your kind words. And I also see Richard agreeing to it. Thank you so much for Richard joining in and sharing your kind words. Thank you so much, guys. And lovely seeing you all. Thank you, Luke, for joining us. And have a great day ahead.
Thanks, everyone.